Testing the volume. Hello. Mute site. Oh. Checking the volume. Hello. Checking the volume. Okay, it's working. What's today? Tuesday. Today is Tuesday. July 25th. Yesterday was the 24th. That's my daughter's birthday. She turned a whole 16 years old yesterday. My youngest one turned 16. Scary. Everybody's getting old. So today I wanted to focus on feet because I think a lot of people have a hard time drawing feet. And I used to have a hell of a time drawing feet when I was young. Why? Because I didn't know. I didn't know like what was like the best way to draw feet. Because I would literally start drawing my feet by literally drawing the toes or whatever. So I start, drawing one of the toes and then the next toe, and then it turned into like this mangled mess. So the best way I found out that I've learned to draw feet is to draw simple shapes. And if you look at a foot, I don't have any photographs, but if you look at a foot is literally a shape of a wedge. So if we're gonna look at the top view of a foot, it's basically a rectangle. On camera? See here, let's zoom in. So we're looking at the top view of a foot. Here's a rectangle. The toes are going to be over here and the heel is going to be over here. So the heel is usually rounded. And now we're looking at the outside of the foot here, which is usually curved, more or less. Now these are not super realistic feet. These are sort of like, sketchy feet, fantasy feet, call them what you want to call them. And then this goes in some, and then this goes out. So we have this. This is like where the big toe, the muscly part of the big toe is. Our big toe is the strongest finger on our feet. The one that gives us the most balance. Without the big toe, we're in trouble. We'll probably fall over. So this is a top view, right? And we know he has, most people have 5 toes. I think a yoga had 6 toes one time, and he has a different story. So basically, what I'm going to do is draw some lines here to separate the toes. That's one. And your toes could be whatever thickness. They're kind of thick right there. So let me count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey, look at that. We got 5 toes. Now, that wasn't, a little difficult to do. Of course, this is a really simplified version. And then you'd have to go in here and make little details. So we're looking at a top down, and then we can decide. Obviously, everybody's toes are different. So I go in here and just curve the big toe, and this toe is usually the longer one. And again, everyone's toes are different. Some people's foot, this toe is the longest, and this is shorter. So, and these are pretty much packed together. You know, they're sort of like, they're not smashed, but they're very together. They're not spread like this, you know. And then we're gonna put the nail, you know, just a little oval. And these are smaller toes. And then we have some knuckles, you know. You can make bigger ones, small ones. And then we have another knuckle here, another one here. You know, depending how much detail you want to put on your toes. And then here we would have some veining and some other information. But that's, you know, top down. The ankle right here somewhere. The one's over here. So if we cut away, we'd have like a. This is where our leg would be inserted, so to speak. There's the padding that sticks up back here. So this would be like a top-down sort of thing. Now, if you're gonna do a side view, and this is where I was talking about, you could do a wedge. So, literally, here we go. This is the side view of the foot, and it's so much easier if you could just do the simple shapes. And then, obviously, we have to go in here and you know, make it look more like a foot, and then the leg would be attached here. Okay. Now you can start back here and then just curve the big part of the foot. That's the heel. And then we have the little muscle here. Then we have the toe there. So you gotta have the little muscle here. And then this literally follows this curve like this. Depending how long your toes are, you know, you cannot just. You figure that out, how long you can make this person's toes. Ankle. This sort of goes in a little bit to information there. Then we have to give them a nail. So this is a toenail, right? And this could go like that. Then we have a little knuckle here. And pretty much we have the side view of a foot. So that wasn't so hard, right? And then you can go in here. The next thing we'd do is to obviously he doesn't have any shoes on, but if he was gonna have any some boots on or whatever, I wouldn't go into this. I wouldn't put a fingernail or toenail. You know, I'd just get the wedge and then I'd just clothe the foot, right? I'd clothe the foot with some sort of boot or whatever, what have you, you know. And then the laces would be up here. Maybe, you know, whatever. You got one of these boots going on. So, and then if we're going to do a front view, let's go to a front view of a foot. Because I could do it here. Front view, again, is another wedge. Oh, actually, it's more like a triangle. Ta-da! That's the front view of your foot. You're like, what? So what are you talking about? And then we have the leg that's connected. It could be straight or it could be just angled a little bit. Okay, so now we give this. Here we have the bones, right? We have this as a guide, the shape, and then we have the foot that comes. Some come out a little less, some more. This side tends to come out more. This side where the toe is. The toe is here, the small fingers over here. So this goes in like this, and then comes out like that. And now we have 5 toes, so we just put the lines in there. And count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got 5 toes. And then we sort of make this rounded. And then we're looking at the front view of the toe, so we're not going to see the top of the nail. We'll see the front of the nail. like that. Curve this one. We just quickly curve these, and we make these little like oval shaped nails. Okay, and then here we can get more, detailed, and put the little knuckles like that. And then if you want a little more information, some veining, because the feet are they're not the prettiest looking things. They have a lot of ligaments and veins there, and there's not a lot of fat. Unless you're an obese person like me, then you got some fat there. Ankle here. This comes out. There. So now I got the front view of a foot. Front view, side view, top view. There we go. Got all three. Now the next thing is a 3/4 view. 3/4 view. Let's do that next. So 3/4 view. Ooh, what was that? Did I disconnect something? Sensitive. 3/4 view. Oops. Would be I'm gonna have the foot facing this direction. So I'll make this line here, right? Then I do this. I'm basically making a wedge. Okay. This is the top of the foot, and then there we go. And the foot, there it is. It looks funny, but it's a starting point. And the same idea, just how we did the other details. You could choose. I'll start with like the big fat finger toe here, fat toe. And we have this little meaty part that comes out and it goes in, and then we have the heel back here. Actually, I'm off camera, and there we go. So the heel, then we have the ankle here, ankle bone, and this sort of goes in like that. And now you notice from the top view, oops, is it on camera? Yeah, there's a top view that it curves, right? It curves. So don't put toes out here. It's gonna curve. So I'm gonna just curve this. Curve that like that. Now I'm gonna put the little dashes for the toes, the separations, toe separations. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 toes there, right? You think, well, this is really fat looking. Yeah, I know, but we're gonna fix that. Then we have this part of the foot slopes down, and like that. Then we make adjustments. I'm gonna erase this junk. But that primitive shape helped me establish the perspective that I originally put there. And then these toes are probably too thick, so I'll make them smaller, thinner, like that. And then we got a little knuckle, 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 like that. And then this toe nail will be, make sure you get the angle right. Your foot's angled that way, so make sure the toenails angle that direction too. More or less, you get a generic foot. 3/4 view. I'm just having fun shading. Why? Because shading is fun. Let's just clean this up here. So you got the three foot angles. Let me zoom out. So there. Top view, side view, front view, 3/4 view. And if you want to do the other direction, do the same thing. So we go like this, we draw a wedge. for the other foot very loosely. And so this part is this part here. So this part is sort of curved in. Unlike this part that goes in and out. Because we're looking at the other side, we have the pinky toe here and the toenail, the big toenail over here. Again, there's a heel back here. And then we're going to draw this part. We have to come down. And then remember, it's rounded. Toes are rounded. So something like that. I'll erase this primitive shape. The beautiful thing about primitive shapes is that it just helps you establish angles, which is great. And here we have an ankle, and not much going on here. Again, we got to draw the little lines for the toes. One, like that. We count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The big toe's over here. Knuckle, big toe. Then we put the nails. Toenails, toenails, toenails. You can give them long toenails, but you can do this for any kind of foot, a door foot, elf foot, whatever. Of course, like ogre feet and things like that, you exaggerate, right? So this is a generic foot. Then if you do a cutaway, this is the, this is what we'd see if you do a cutaway. Okay, and then this would be like the cutaway for the toe section. Not that you need to do this, I just want to show you. If you were to cut the toes off, you would see a plane here. And you see a plane over here. And that's pretty much how to draw feet. Now, if you're gonna, let's continue. Let's draw some, like, I don't know, dwarf feet or something. So I'm gonna flip this page over. Dwarf feet. They're gonna be stubby. So this is where you get you start thinking about your character. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with another angle. This will be 3/4 view. Start with the generic shape. There we go. Now, a dwarf foot to me would be a lot shorter and stubbier. So, I could start, let's round this off. And then we get the muscle here, this goes in, and then we have the heel back here. Then we have the, I don't know the parts of the foot, what they're called, but anyways. Maybe he's got wider feet. He's got wide feet. Okay, and then we have, okay, let's draw the lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 toes. We got a big beefy knuckle here. Big toenail. Toenails. I can make this wider. I mean, the nice thing about Fantasia is you can exaggerate. So here we're doing a dwarf foot. I mean, you got his little ankle info there. And here we just suggest information. Put little wiggly squigglies, whatever. He's got dry, cracked feet, so we put some lines in there for his ugly, cracked feet. And then maybe he's hairy, right? He's got hair over his foot. Anyways, you can dress up your feet however you want to dress it up. So there we have a naked dwarf foot. And you can always, this is still more on the realistic end of a foot, a dwarf realistic foot. But you can get sort of wacky with it. So let's do the front view of another foot. That's the front view of a foot. And I know it looks sort of weird, but there's a curve. There's a big toe here. You can just do that, you know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Got 5 toes. And now we're gonna have some fun with this foot because this is an exaggerated foot. And then we're gonna have a ankle there, and the ankle over there, and here you can almost imagine like this round part where the foot's attached to the leg. And then we have this guy's got funky toenails. I don't know. Here's a white toe, right? And then he's got big knuckle there, like that. This could go in more like that. There we go. And maybe he has like a really long toe here that sticks out. And maybe it curls under. So this is the fun part of doing feet. You get to decide how the heck, what the heck this guy's toes look like. I just put a little shadow just to show how that this toe is actually bending. And then you can maybe give this guy long toenails, whatever. Maybe this guy cuts his toenails. And then we have this foot here. I'm sorry, this toe foot. And this one curves in. So this could be a foot of a giant. Some giant foot. And then we can have his little toe over here. Or here we can sort of like, put some muscles and stuff. Here. Here I'm just drawing like some veins, right? Veins. Little Y-shaped veins. So you have a big ugly foot. So these are sort of like, these knuckles are like bent in. Or we can bend these out. Maybe that one's bent in. And these could be just out. Out and about. And this one's sort of tucked in there. So, I mean, that's your lesson on toes and feet. And if you're going to draw a foot from behind, I didn't do that today. So, behind, we start with a triangular shape. We've drawn the back of the foot. And then maybe the legs coming in from that angle, right? So we know that the ankles are here. And then the heel is back here, right? You can make the heel as wide as you want it to make it. And then the inside of the foot's over here. So it's very simple. It's not really, like the back of the foot. It's not that complicated. There's not much to draw on the back of the foot because it's just a bone. Here it could go in like this, right? Something like that. And then here you can have some, I don't know, information. It could be shadowed. So this would be the back of the foot. The back of somebody's foot, and the calf would be here, right? Calf muscle. And so on and so forth. So, that's how you draw feet. So I hope this helps you out in your quest to conquer the foot. Start with simple shapes, and then you can look at your own feet and use that as a reference. But the more you simplify the process, the better an artist you will be, and the faster you can do stuff. Okay, I hope this helped you guys out, and I'll see you guys next time. I am out of here.